Hey, y'all. Hey, this fine. I feel like it's the holiday already. Let me maximize that. How y'all doing? So it is my official day off, but I am here bringing the breaking news. Okay, Trash Can Wave says congratulations. What he congratulated me on? Let me know what I've won. Let me know what I've done. Let me know what I've won on this fine Wednesday afternoon. How are y'all doing, y'all? It is Melissa Berrien, your host of Real Talk with Melissa Berrien, coming at you with breaking news. Okay. You already read from the title. You already know what we're talking about. We've been following this case, and now the verdict is in, and there you go. I'm getting a congratulations from Trash Can Waves. I don't know why. Hey, Aisha, how you doing? Let's do some shout outs and get right into the story, and maybe we'll do a little bit of other stuff. But anyway, Miss Queen L, how you doing, girl? Good to see you. Royalty Queen, good to see you, girl. I'm glad that you are here. I saw you earlier. Where are you? There you are. She's like, hey, everybody. Hope you're doing good. And Trash Can Waves. It's not too late for you to hop on a plane, ma'am, and meet us here in good old Arizona. I'm sure the weather, you love it even way better than where you're at. But yeah. So here's the thing, y'all. I'm sitting up here minding my own business. Let's see, Justice. Congratulations to Justice in the system, child. Listen, it is what it is. Hey, FR Humphrey, welcome, y'all. So as you come in, get comfortable. After sitting around watching and listening to what I'm doing, if you like what you see on my channel, go ahead and hit the like button, okay? Because we are here bringing the breaking news. Verdict has been reached in the McMichaels Bryan trial. It's not the Ahmaud Arbery trial, okay? I know that doing what StreamYard does. Oh, welcome back, StreamYard. So, anyway, so this is Ahmaud Arbery, and unless you were literally living under a rock, like all the way under that the rock was in the ocean, you know who this gentleman is or was. His life was fatally taken from him by these three gentlemen who have now been found guilty on all 9 counts of murder. So, some people are celebrating. Some people are super sad. Some people are very angry. But I think that the majority of people are very, very excited that justice has been served in this case. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit. Listen, StreamYard, don't play with us today. Don't do it. Thank you. Hey, Lakeisha, good to see you. I was supposed to be going out of town, but mandatory. I have to work Friday and Saturday. Your baby leave tomorrow, going to her favorite place. Boom. Anyway, so, well, we miss you over here, girl. I'm finish this live, and I might go live again just so y'all can see a little behind the scenes. House full again, okay? And they're downstairs doing what they do, having fun. But you know what? I had to bring the news. Before I go into all of that, let me tell you why we're late. Let me tell you why we're late to the party. But you know what? When you are the party, there's no such thing as being late to the party, okay? I understand that this broke at least 4 or 5 hours ago. Well, y'all know it's the holidays. My future daughter-in-law maybe was here, and we're like, it's a whole house full, and I had to make sure that I was prepared. And so I had to run out real quick. And Patrice, I went to Winco, girl. How you doing? You were absolutely right. I conquered, and I saw what I needed to see. Okay. So thank you for that tip to find the oxtails and stuff. But anyway, they're a little pricey. But my husband was like, listen, they're like 4 something a pound. So not so bad. So anyway, I was out and about. We were picking up mobile orders and doing the normal pre-Christmas, pre-Thanksgiving holiday runaround foolishness and mayhem that happens. Next thing you know, my cousin has a little itty bitty one. So she left out because she didn't want the baby to start crying. So she's around the corner by my car. And I said, what you doing? And she said, girl, I'm sitting up here watching this thing. And I was like, what thing? And she was like, the verdict came back. And I felt immediately conflicted. Do I continue to my runarounds, or do I stop and drop the breaking news? And so I pick up my phone and I'm like, okay, let me see what she's talking about. And sure enough, I saw it. And I was like, I have to go do family time. And so I went, and then I was like, you know what? I started in my head, go live in the car. And I was like, no, I don't want to go live in the car. I just want to drive, enjoy family, do what I need to do, run around. I will get to them later. Well, that wasn't good enough. I got texts. I got phone call. I got messages on my community wall. Melissa, where the heck you at? Y'all, that's where I was at. Families first, always and foremost in everything that I do. And I will continue to serve you guys, my wonderful, trusting and faithful subscribers. Absolutely. But you will fit in where I fit you in. And so today was one of those days where I was like, go take care of family. They will be there, and that's what I did. So I ended up making this live just to kind of let you guys know it wasn't you. Oh, it was completely you. The text, everything, phone call, everything. And I loved it. Listen, keep me accountable. But again, if I'm not on breaking news, I'm somewhere doing something for my family or something like that. And let that be a lesson to those of you that want to be content creators. Family, balance, all of that should come first. I can't tell you how to run your channel. There are people that run and do whatever they need to do that I feel would be extreme for my channel, but for them, it works for them and their household. But I'm just saying, to me, I'm not going to sacrifice likes, views, clicks, watch hours, subscribers, just, and have my kids or my family wondering, okay, well, you dropped the ball on that. Well, I had to go live. No, ma'am. So anyway, that is my speech on where the heck I was when this was breaking. Thank you. Royalty Queen says, I'm in the kitchen baking it up. Nice. Blessings, y'all. Hey, Shatika, good to see you. Wasn't me. It was completely trash can waves and other people. Now, somebody can tell me where I can get some turkey wings from in AZ. I haven't seen one, Patrice. I'll talk about that in a second. I'll tell you my adventure with that, but you're not going to find it. Good luck with that. Hello, Adrian. So let's get started. So if you're joining in, y'all, I'm Melissa Berrien. Replay gang, y'all already know what to do. Like, I'm not even going to go through the ins and outs of it because y'all already know. You drop a comment, replay gang, you already know I am going to respond. So let me share with you the 3 people that were found guilty. Just for the sake of it being Thanksgiving and just for the sake of just me being nice, I will drop the link for those of you that want to come up and share your thoughts, because that's what we do. That's what makes someone's like, oh, you're 3 hours late. We already knew that. Well, you know what? This is a call-in show tonight, perhaps. So anyway, these are the 3 gentlemen or the 3 men. Travis Michael, that's the one from the left. His father's in the middle. And then William Roddy Bryan. They have been on trial for over, I want to say it was like a year or 2. But anyway, last year, long story short, they are found guilty. Guilty. For the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. He lost his life very senselessly. And oh yeah, F.R. Humphrey, absolutely priorities. I don't listen. No, ma'am, sir. And I always tell my husband, my children, my family, and even my subscribers, keep me honest to that, for real, because no amount of clicks, likes, or views are worth me sacrificing my family time, or anything like that. So Royalty Queen said, as they should be. So these are the men. It's so funny because the article says 3 white men. And so a lot of people are always like, why do you have to mention race? And then the majority of the articles definitely mentioned race. So the 3 white men, and this is what the article states, the 3 white men who chased down and killed Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old, he was a baby. He was a baby. And I know a lot of you that are 25 or near 25, you're like, oh, he was I'm 25, I'm grown. Here's the thing. As long as you're a parent and you could be 45, you're still going to be their baby. That doesn't mean that you have to treat your kids like babies, because I don't. But in my eyes, my kids grown and everything else, but they're your babies. But I celebrate them in adulthood. Absolutely. I don't enable them as babies. So anyway, these are the 3 that have been found guilty of ending the life of the 25-year-old Black man, Ahmaud Arbery, who was jogging through the Georgia neighborhood last year. They were all found guilty. Now, it was a high-profile shooting. It was on the heels of other shootings, and the 10 weeks it took for law enforcement to make the first arrest galvanized racial justice protests all throughout the summer of 2020. So basically, what does that mean? What are you saying? So not only did that happen, but it took 10 months for them to even respond. Sort of like with the Breonna Taylor, I want to say. It took public pressure for people to be like, listen, why aren't these guys being arrested? Why aren't these guys being charged? Why aren't these guys being investigated? Well, it has since been found out that someone higher up in the judicial ladder was protecting them. That's one thing that came out. So now that person, I forgot her name, she now is facing charges. Okay. It's been a long fight. It's been a hard fight, but God is good, Aubrey's mother said. Wanda Cooper Jones. She said that Wednesday, today after the verdict came through. I never thought this day would come, she added, saying her son will now rest in peace. Here's the thing. No amount of guilty verdict, no amount of money, no amount of anything will take away the hole or the void that she and her family members will feel, the triggering, the PTSD, and everything else that accompanies this. It's not okay. After the judge read the first guilty verdict, a whoop ran through the courtroom. Long time coming, the person later identified as as Aubrey's father. So he was the one that yelled out. Father and son, Greg McMichael, 65, and Travis McMichael, 35, and their neighbor, Roddy, 52, all face the same 9 counts in the Georgia State Court. Leave me a comment down below. Are you shocked that they were found guilty on all 9 counts? Let me know. Sneeze. Whew. Let me know if this ended the way you thought it would. So if you go back and read and watch some of my older videos, you absolutely know that I said that this trial, I felt like it would come out with a guilty verdict on this. So yeah. Yeah. Who was who in the parade part? Okay, let's see. Those as they were. Patrice says yes, yes, yes. Hashtag yes. Blind guy is like, man. Trash can waves. No race talk for that Wisconsin parade. Just saying. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Patrice Garner's. Okay, so Adrian's talking to Patrice. Child, I'm tired. These turkeys got me worn out. You've been cooking for a minute. Adrian, gobble gobble. Yeah, but who was in the parade part? God. No, I said mistrial. Hold on, I'll get to that. God doesn't like ugly. Light shines from darkness. I said mistrial. I thought that they were either going to be no. I said mistrial for Kyle. Kyle Rittenhouse was going to be either not guilty or hung jury. That's what we all said. Go back and watch the tape. This one I thought was a clear-cut case, but this case very much reminds me of Trayvon Martin. So I didn't know how that was going to go because to me, the Trayvon case was cut and dry. So you just can't put all your eggs in a basket when you're thinking about the judicial system. But it went the way I felt like it should have went based on the facts that we are aware of in this case. So they all face 9 criminal counts in Georgia State Court, 1 count malice, 4 counts felony murder, 2 counts aggravated assault, 1 count false imprisonment, and 1 count criminal attempt to commit a felony. Georgia got it right today. Here's the thing. They pleaded not guilty on all counts. Jurors found all 3 men guilty of nearly all counts against them. Travis McMichael, who was found guilty of all 9, I think that's the son. Greg McMichael was found not guilty of 1 count, and that's malice murder. And Brian, the one that they call Brody, was found not guilty of just 1. So that's good news, for lack of a better term. They were found guilty on the majority of the counts. So let's watch as the judge reads the verdict. So let's read. Let's watch and listen, because some of you may not have seen that. So let's go. After they get their ads. Speaking of ads, make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you can know, be among the first to know when
each one of these verdict forms
I drop a video.
First
So here we go.
form I have is the state of Georgia versus Travis McMichael. Mr. McMichael, please stand. Verdict is as follows. In the Superior Court of Glenn County, state of Georgia, the state of Georgia versus Travis McMichael, case number CR 000433. Jury verdict form. Count 1, malice murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. I'm going to ask that whoever just made an outburst be removed from the court, please.
Wow. Dad's like, I don't care. I'll be removed. It's okay. Just gone. That's fine. That's fine. Look at me waiting. I ain't saying nothing.
As this court has indicated, I ask that there be no outbursts in the court, and I expect as much from the gallery. Please respect the court's desire for this as we move forward. If you feel like you need to make a comment or otherwise demonstrate with respect to the verdict, I do ask that you step out of the courtroom now. Count 2, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. Count 3, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. Count 4, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. Count 5, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. Count 6, aggravated assault. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. Count 7, aggravated assault. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. Count 8, false imprisonment. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. Count 9, criminal attempt to commit a felony. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. Dated this 24th day of November, 2021, signed by the foreperson.
Wow.
Have a seat.
Wow.
As to Gregory McMichael.
Wow.
In the Superior Court of Glenn County, the state of Georgia versus Greg McMichael, case number CR 20000433. Jury verdict form. Count 1, malice murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Greg McMichael, not guilty. Count 2.
He thought he was about to get away with something.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Greg McMichael, guilty. Count 3, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Greg McMichael, guilty. Count 4, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Greg McMichael, guilty. Count 5, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Greg McMichael, guilty. Count 6, aggravated assault. We, the jury, find the defendant, Greg McMichael, guilty. Count 7, aggravated assault. We, the jury, find the defendant, Greg McMichael, guilty. Count 8, false imprisonment. We, the jury, find the defendant, Greg McMichael, guilty. Count 9, criminal attempt to commit a felony. We, the jury, find the defendant, Greg McMichael, guilty.
Wow.
This 24th day of November, 2021, signed by the foreperson.
Okay, one more.
As to William R. Bryan. In the Superior Court of Glenn County, state of Georgia, state of Georgia versus William R. Bryan, case number CR 20000433. Jury verdict form. Count 1, malice murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, William R. Bryan, not guilty. Count 2, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, William R. Bryan, not guilty. Count 3, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, William R. Bryan, guilty. Count 4, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant William R. Bryan guilty. Count 5, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant William R. Bryan guilty. Count 6, aggravated assault. We, the jury, find the defendant William R. Bryan not guilty.
Okay.
Count 7, aggravated assault. We, the jury, find the defendant William R. Bryan guilty. Count 8, false imprisonment. We, the jury, find the defendant William R. Bryan guilty. Count 9, criminal attempt to commit a felony. We, the jury, find the defendant William R. Bryan guilty.
Wow.
Sentence 24th day of November by the foreperson.
Wow. Looking by his face, he know he messed up. Judging by his face, he knew he messed up. So there you have it, folks. That is the moment where the verdict was read by the judge. We saw their reactions. And I want to hear from you. What do you think? Let's begin with this part of the conversation. What do you think made this trial different? As far as if you felt like, okay, justice was served, what do you think made a difference? Was it the defense? Was it, the testimony? Was it just the facts? What do you think made a difference here? Don't jump in to help your friends with every stupid thing. Yeah. And you know what? That's the face that I look, what I kept thinking was, it was at this moment he realized I messed up. All right. Trash Can Wave says camera evidence. Yes. To a certain degree. And I think with the camera evidence, it was camera evidence that was not someone that would have been a sympathizer for Ahmaud Arbery. So typically when we think about the other cases, some of the other cases, typically people that are filming, when you think about George Floyd and the different ones, they were sympathizers of the person that was being arrested, so to speak, or that was getting hurt. So typically what would normally happen is people will automatically say, well, you don't know what happened in the beginning. You don't know what happened in the end. But in this case, we got a blow-by-blow, play-by-play camera evidence of what was going on. Now, later on, I'm going to ask the question as far as comparing this to the Trayvon Martin, because I feel like they definitely have similarities. But I agree with you. Camera evidence was key. But we've had camera evidence before. I mean, you think about Sandra Bland, you think about different people that have had camera evidence. But I think what makes this significant, basically, the person who was recording and I don't remember why he said he was recording, but he was not a sympathizer to Ahmaud Arbery. So it's easy to discredit someone that's filming like, oh, this is shocking, oh my goodness, how could they do that? But that wasn't what was happening in this case. So I agree with you 100%. Trash Can Waves, camera evidence definitely played a part. He gonna cry if he gets in the car again. Listen, he don't get a car ride home, I don't think. Nope, he going back. Get a body cam, everyone. Yeah. And here's the thing, Aubrey didn't have a body cam. Ahmaud didn't have a body cam, but I think the video was so telling because we were able to see before, during, and after. We heard the comments, we heard the snide comments that they were making. Usually it's your word, the witness's word, against the people that are being indicted or being tried. That's the word, not indicted, but the people that are being tried. So then it's like, oh, when he was on the neck, he said you pig or you this or you that or whatever. But no one hears that. It's never really on tape, his word against theirs. And it's like, oh, well, you can't talk that way. That's not against the law. This was a textbook, almost play by play of number one, what not to do. Number two, minding your own business, or why you should mind your own business. But then number three, what happened before, during, and after. And then again, the video footage was not sympathetic to Ahmaud Arbery. It was not for his glory. It was not to protect him. It was not to exonerate him of any wrongdoing or anything like that. Absolutely not. It was for fun. but it ended up being used against them. Patrice says, go along, get along, got. Yep. The jury kept reviewing the camera. Wow. That's what I miss, Trash Can Ways, because here's the thing. I told my cousin as we were getting in the car, I said, you know what? I forgot that the deliberations had began. So I usually kind of am around and kind of hovering, waiting on, the jury to deliberate and come back with what they found. And so I wasn't even keeping up with this one like that. So, not at this point, not on day 2 or 3, whatever day this is. Marsha Collins says, well, it was a senseless death, and the camera is proof. That was just a racist move. 3 against 1. And yeah, and it was, I agree with you 100%, Marsha. It was racist. I feel like it was race driven. It was senseless. And it was almost like cat and mouse, a trap, gotcha game. It was a game until it wasn't. Very good point. It was a game until it wasn't. I don't want to talk about it. If Trayvon had a camera, that case would have been different, but dead men tell no tales. I have a different view of that, but we'll talk about that in a second. I think it was the last count, criminal intent to commit a felony. Gotcha, FR Humphrey. Okay. You think that's what hung him. It was the criminal intent to commit a felony. And that's what it appeared to be. And the truth of the matter is that this probably wasn't, I'm not going to say this wasn't the first time that they harmed someone, but I'm pretty sure, because it gave that vibe of get out of here, this is my town type thing. So was this the first time that they did that? Really, neither here nor there at this point, because they were found guilty. That defense lawyer talking about dirty toenails. Now you're going to make me look it up. I have no idea what the heck you're talking about. So, yes. So there you go. The next part that I wanted to kind of talk about is talk about what and how much time they're facing. Okay. We've watched where the judge read the verdict, but now how much time are they actually looking to face? Now I'm with you, Patrice. I expect an appeal. On what grounds? Not really sure. A good lawyer will find grounds for an appeal. But let's see. Travis McMichael, Greg McMichael, so that's father and son, and then their neighbor. Okay. So, it's just a get along game. We're just going to do what we want to do. I mean, leave a comment down below. Have you ever pulled aside and looked at a model home? I know I've done it. I especially a model home that's not secure and there's walls up or whatever. Now, granted, I understand allegedly someone broke into the home a couple of days prior or whatever, but I just don't think it's against the law to just kind of peek, or someone shouldn't lose their life for peeking at a model home on a lot in their neighborhood. Travis McMichael, Gregory McMichael, and William Bryan were found guilty for the 2020 killing of Ahmaud Arbery. And while they were convicted on different charges, they all face life in prison. You heard it right. They all face life in prison. Now, on Wednesday, today, the jury found the Michaels, the father and son. Can you even imagine? Okay. Father and son. Like a family lost 2 matriarchs, the father and the son, the granddad and the dad. Like, how weird is that? And their neighbor. So that block is shaken up, but the neighborhood was shaken up after this incident, I bet. Anyway, they found him guilty of murdering Arbery, as well as several other charges. Felony murder, of which all 3 men were found guilty. So all 3 of them got definitely face the penalties for the felony murder. Wow. Which is very, very, very significant. Okay. It comes with the minimum sentence of life in prison. And all 3 were found guilty of multiple counts of felony murder. So that's what I wanted to point out. It's one thing to be convicted of felony murder, but then multiple counts of felony murder. Wow. It will be up to the judge ultimately if he decides to sentence them to life in prison with or without parole. Leave a comment down below. Do you think that they should be eligible for parole? Now, from what I understand, they need to serve at least 30 years before they can be up for parole. So, how old did I say the dad is? So the dad is, I said their age a little bit before. Okay. There we go. So the father is 65. So in 30 years, he'll be 95. Travis, the son, is 35. So that means he'll be getting out. If he says life with parole, they have to do a minimum of the 30 years. That is, possibility of him coming out at 65. And then William, the neighbor, 82. So needless to say, these guys are facing some hard time. Hard time. And with as heinous as this crime was, as it, I'm with you. No parole. That's my point. No parole. I'd be curious to see, Adrian Nash says, what the sentences, punishments will be. Well, I'll be bringing the news on that, and we definitely can come and talk about that. They hunted him down like an animal, cornered and trapped him, and yep, period. Offed him. It was a game. It was an absolute game until it wasn't a game any longer. Played a video that the defense lawyer B-word closing arguments were that we had to protect our town from this kid running around with no socks and dirty toenails. I will look that up right now. Wow. So apparently there is a video that Trash Can Waves is there we go. That Trash Can Waves is alluding to about the prosecutor. Was it the prosecutor? Defense. Okay. So let's see if this is, yep, here it is. Oh, here we go. I'm Randy. Nope, I don't want to hear from you, Randy. But not this one. There we go. So while that is tuning up, let's go ahead and hit this. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Right now, do it. Right now, do it. So if you're just tuning in, I'm doing a special live stream, different time, different day, because breaking news has occurred. And listen, I like to be up on the breaking news. Not only that, I like to give you guys an opportunity to comment, vent, celebrate, whatever it is that you feel about the breaking and trending news. Now, on the top of the break, we were discussing this defense attorney's comments, and I have the video. Okay, so let's see what was said.
Why her son died.
He was running deliberations in the trial of 3 men accused of murdering Amhaud Arbery. Travis McMichael, his father Gregory, and William Roddy Bryan could face life in prison if convicted. They have all pleaded not guilty to the charges.
I don't think this is
Omar Villafranca spoke to Arbery's mother.
I think if the jurors pay very, very close attention, took very good notes to there, see what actually happened to Amhaud on that day.
Amhaud Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones, has been in the courtroom every day as prosecutors and defense attorneys tell very different stories on how and why her son died.
He was running on county roads, on public roads. Amhaud wasn't doing anything wrong.
That was prosecutor Linda Dunikoski's argument as she took aim at the 3 defendants Monday, saying Travis McMichael, Gregory McMichael, and William Roddy Bryan had no cause to kill Arbery because he had committed no crime.
My goodness. They made their decision to attack Amhaud Arbery in their driveways because he was a black
jogging,
man running down the street.
Right.
Defense attorneys argued the defendants were conducting a citizen's arrest.
Nah.
Travis McMichael shot Arbery in self-defense.
My God.
That, despite McMichael's testimony on Thursday that Arbery did not threaten him.
He has not threatened you?
No.
Hasn't pulled out a gun?
No, ma'am.
Hasn't pulled out a knife?
He did not.
Gregory McMichael's attorney tried to paint Arbery as responsible for what happened.
No one but Amhaud Arbery made the decision to either reach for or certainly give the very real impression that he was reaching for a handgun.
I'm going to take a break. Not a real break, not a hard break, but just a moment, because I'm with you, Trash Can Waves. Lawyers are just dirty, period. They're paid to get their defendants off, their clients off, point blank, period. And they will do that at all costs. If you sit around and listen to the lead attorney in any of his stories, you learned real quick. They're just dirty. They will do whatever it is that they need to do to get their client out or off. Let's keep watching.
And Roddy Bryant's attorney argued his client was simply filming what happened and cooperated with authorities.
Roddy Bryant certainly was not aware of any intention on the part of Travis McMichael to shoot Mr. Arbery.
Cooper Jones left the courtroom after one defense attorney made comments about her son's appearance the day of the shooting.
With no socks to cover his long, dirty toenails.
You got up.
I don't know why there's an echo, Adrian. I'm just tripping right now. Wow. Okay. Is what I just said. They will say whatever and do whatever they need to say and do to get their clients off. I just needed a moment after that comment. I'm here.
Up and left.
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't expect them to go that low.
That's
I'll just
low.
say this, regardless of how long and how dirty his toenails were, that's still my son. And he didn't deserve to die the way that he died.
Outside.
Wow. 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 Well, again, why are toenails relevant to whether you should be disenfranchised of your life? My point exactly. As his mother said, that's just low. It's just low. Royalty Queen is like shaking my head. Me too. I had to take a moment because like this eye right here is like, girl, keep it in. Because I'm like, I couldn't imagine having to sit through that, having to hear all the evidence, reliving that week, that moment, that day all over again. And again, learning how lawyers lawyer at any cost. I'm getting my client off. He's not here anymore. And as Adrian said, his toenails, how long they are and or how clean they are is very irrelevant. It's a dig. And it's an unnecessary, insensitive dig. Stick to the facts that matter that will get your client off or attempt to get your client off. It's so unnecessary. And there's so much more I could say about that because I think it was intentional. I think it was intentional. It continues to make him out to be some sort of dirty, mean, big monster, big scary monster with dirty, long toenails. Rah. That's all that was. It was disrespectful. It was a dig. Told you they were dirty. Told you he was up to no good. Right? Very low. Do your job. Don't get me wrong. As a defense attorney, someone who wanted to be a prosecutor, I didn't want to be no defense attorney, but someone that wanted to be a prosecutor, that just was low because I think it was what she was trying to insinuate. What was the tone? And again, like I said, big monster, dirty toenails, because that's the way they see, unfortunately, people like her. Not all people, but unfortunately, people like her, that's how they see Black men. Attempting to put an image in the jury's heads. Exactly. F.R. Humphrey, you feeling me? That's exactly what I'm saying. She's creating a picture. And the truth of the matter is, because she knows that the more popular picture that has been going around and the more popular testimony of his character was that he was a clean, squeaky clean kid, that whole thing. We see his picture at graduation. So if the jury pre-selection saw that picture, then no, even with dirty toenails, we see this kid primed, prepped, living the suburb life. You know, we don't have any pictures of him pointing guns and doing all this other stuff. So now I have to paint him out to be this monster, because you know that's what they are. The lawyer, not racist. The lawyer is a dirty lawyer. Yeah, absolutely. She counting on the jury being racist. Right. And that's all you need to do is to paint a picture. If there's an element of fear, if there's an element of prejudice, if there's an element of believing various stereotypes, that one thing that she said will create an image that will definitely be an influence if it's allowed. That was a desperate low dig. It sure was. SMGDH, same. I had to stop. I had to pause. Because I was like, I know you lying. It was low. Pamela says, right, very low. She got to catch me outside on that. And mom had to leave. Mom left. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her one bit. She had to leave out of that courtroom, because I'm sure at that moment, I don't even know the young man, don't even know the family, have no familiar ties with them. But I was ready to, like, I had to pause and be like, did she just say what I think she just said? So shout out to you, Trash Can Waves, first of all, because I don't know why I missed that. I had no idea that happened, because like I said, I didn't pay attention. I was because with the trials both going on simultaneously, I was probably reacting to the closing arguments that was happening there, that I missed this. So thank you for directing me to that, because I didn't know that wow. If he was jogging, wasn't he wearing sneakers or running shoes? He was wearing Timbs, from what I understand. How could they say his toenail? How could they see his toenails anyway? I don't know. I can't wait to see what the sentence is. Me either, Pamela. I can't wait to see what the sentence is. I can't wait to see if they are going to try to appeal, and based on what. The good news is it's life and life, with or without parole. So I'm okay with that. Because here's the thing, 30 years from now, they have to serve at least 30 years. That's all I'm gonna say on that. So I'm okay with that. I would like no parole, but I'm okay with life. They said no shoes. So who was the person that they said was wearing Timbs? I thought it was him. I thought they said that he was wearing Timbs, so there was no way that he was really jogging. Let me look this up, because I thought this is in the beginning of the whole thing unfolding. But if I remember correctly, they said he was wearing Timbs and he wasn't dressed like he was jogging. And so that's why listen, this is what they dug up to justify the foolishness. That's what I'm saying. So let me check again. And while you guys chat amongst yourselves. All right. So in the video, it says far-right groups are spreading racist false claims. This is the Washington Post. Back in 2020. So allegedly, according to the Washington Post, it's saying that far-right groups are spreading racist false claims about the shooting. They are saying that he is in the video wearing a white t-shirt, shorts, and running shoes. It shows a man in similar clothing who's believed to be Abery leaving the house. So it said that he had on running shoes. Okay, here we go. All right. So to my comment about the Timberland boots, the most remarkable, here's a quote. The most remarkable finding is that an alternative narrative was created. Most notably, that Abery was carrying a hammer and wearing Timberland boots. So again, I stand corrected, because I knew I heard something about that. And the article continues to say, two claims which CCTV closed circuit television footage and mainstream media reporting does not support. So it says that he had on shoes, but he definitely was not wearing Timbs. That was just a far right um, notion or lie that they were trying to make up. So anyway, and so yeah, I'm a mom of young black men. Fr Humphrey says, if you ever get selected, please serve on the jury. Absolutely. You know what, Fr, you bring up such a good point, because I think prior to maybe 10 years ago, people really, it was a joke. It was a common joke in our community. It was very lighthearted. Oh, I'm avoiding jury duty. I don't want jury duty. And I think that people have finally realized you want to do jury duty. You want to do your duty as a citizen to get on these juries to make sure that your voice is heard, your point of view is heard, based on the evidence. And I agree with you 100%. I think that there has been a transformation in our minds concerning jury duty, which I am absolutely happy that it happens. Because I don't really hear many people joking about doing jury duty. I don't really hear many people joking about getting out of jury duty. So absolutely, I agree 100% with you regarding that. My mom says that I say that a lot. Absolutely, I agree 100%. I do be agreeing. Let me see, y'all. Listen, I do this all the time. Y'all gonna be like, "What is she doing?" If you're new to my channel or been here, you know what I was just doing. I had to turn on them ads. I'd always forget about that because that's not why I'm here. I like to bring the news. It is a part of my channel, but I completely forget to turn on the ads. It just clicked. Hey, did you turn on your ads? Nope. So I had to go back. So anyway, thanks for your continued support. I don't care if he was wearing flip-flops. No excuse. Thank you. Point blank, period, Pamela. But it's the narrative that they are creating, the rumors and everything that they're creating to make him out to be this monster. All I'm saying is he had footwear, but they're saying he had no socks with it. Oh, okay. See? Yeah, I remember hearing them say that he wasn't dressed as he should have been for someone jogging. Thank you. She stole my thunder. And how you doing today, girlfriend? Good to see you. Thank you for hopping on my live and leaving a comment. What seems disgusting to me is that the defense got her information from the autopsy, assuming there was one. That was what I was thinking. Thank you for pointing that out and bringing my brain to that, because I was like, how would she even know, other than the fact that she studied the autopsy and she looked at that autopsy and made those disgusting comments about this woman's child. Whether you like it or not, your defendants committed that crime, did that thing, and then that's what you chose to pull out of that autopsy. Girl, you're low. Patrice is agreeing with you, Pamela, that part. This is not about left or right, but this is about ignorance or non-ignorance. No. It would be about left or right if the left is the one that brought up those narratives. If the narratives of him not being dressed for jogging, whatever lies or whatever, or exaggerations, hyperboles, however you want to call it, the narratives that were created, if it was recreated from the right, then that's why it's significant. Absolutely. Big Time Drum says, what does him wearing shoes or not have to do with him jogging and minding his business? Because here's the thing. If you are a runner, ever ran, ever worked out, there are people that run barefoot. There are some people that run without socks. There are some people that run with flip-flops on. That's their prerogative. He still should not have been hunted down like he was some animal that was harming someone and life loss. Absolutely not. Black guy in Tim's, OFC, they go to that. Yeah. Big Time John, we're talking about dirty lawyer tactics, period. It's sad. A lot of Black people don't serve jury duty. I just never got picked. And I so wanted to. You know what? I never got picked. I never got picked for that. I was never a patrol. Second grade, I was a line leader a few times. I was left in charge of the class to watch the class a few times, but I was not a patrol, and I never was able to serve on jury duty. But I have to admit, it's within the maturing, and of course, 20-year-old Melissa would probably be like, oh, I don't want to do it, but I probably would have did it. But I know that it took maturing and over time to really understand how significant jury duty is, to make sure that you are a part of that civil duty. I'm still not doing jury duty unless it's an important case. Oh, Lord. I got a certified technique of getting out. I'm sure you do. Just say something crazy. Big Time Drum. Hey there. Hey. Remember, it's the lawyer's job to have the best interest of who they represent and leave reasonable doubt. And trust me, she did a trash job on that. Hey. Thanks for having such interesting shows. Glad to be here to support you in your endeavors, sis. Thank you so much. And you know what? I find your show just as interesting. A lot of times I'll peek in and I'll see what you're doing. And even if I don't comment, I'm there and I'm back and forth. I love when we go on field trips. So shout out to you. Shout out to your great streams. If you guys haven't already, if you are a subscriber of mine, make sure you check out She Stole My Thunder. She gives us kind of virtual tours of museums and art and just all kind of stuff. So it's really interesting. Big Time Drum, it's a special circle in hell for lawyers. I'm glad TLA is quitting. Oh, he's quitting? I didn't hear that. Hey bro, they're talking to each other. Real talk, can I get on the stream and share some thoughts? You absolutely can. I was just waiting to drop it. You have a good, I'm going to go through these comments before I drop it. I'm going to go through the comments. And you don't have an hour. Oh my gosh, Big Time. I was about to give you an hour. No, I have an hour. So you have a good 5 minutes of interacting. Hopefully Uncle Stu will chime in. He's probably somewhere basing a turkey or something. But yeah, I'm going to drop it. Come on up while I read these next comments, but we only have a good 4 minutes. So it's opened up. There you go, friends. Big Time Drum, she's about to open up the stream for calls. Thank you, Trash Can Ways. I can say something crazy. Come on up. She's talking about Thunder. Hey, I saw you. Good. Okay, thanks. Join the show. Real Talk with Melissa. Thanks for the shout out. Always. It's hard for me a lot of times because I can't tell who has a doggone channel or not. But I know who does have a channel, and I know that he is big time up in these YouTube streets, and I'm glad that he's big time on this stream. So let's welcome him to the live. Big Time Drum.
Hello.
And speaking of big time and in these YouTube streets, because she's not look at me learning how to introduce somebody like Corey. But nobody can introduce anyone like blind guy Corey can. But anyway, speaking of streets and being a big support, my girl OG Patrice is also coming up on the panel, and let's have this doggone discussion. I have to read this comment before I let you guys begin. Trash Can Wave said, because I said, I wonder where Uncle Stu is at. And he's like, my man, Uncle Stu practicing a monologue, a whole one. You understand me? A whole one. All right, here we go. So what are your thoughts? Let's start with Big Time Drum. What are your thoughts? Let's hear it.
I have 2 thoughts in mind.
Okay.
Well, my first thought is obviously this is a huge win, and yet I guess in some senses bittersweet because me personally, I would have rather this been a case where he lived to see the story kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But the fact is, he's dead and gone.
Yeah.
And of course, those 3 guys are sentenced. But at the end of the day, just like with George Floyd and everybody else, that's not going to bring back these people to be able to say, here's my side of the story. That's
Yeah.
my first thought.
Yeah.
So my second thought is actually kind of a question that
Okay.
I would like to pose to you, to Patrice, and also to the chat. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So my question is, do you think that because of this case going down, they found them guilty, do you think moving forward, as far as America, that this is going to be the breaking ground that makes a difference moving forward, that's going to set the example for the rest of America, that you can't just get away with this because you've been getting away with this for so long?
Yeah.
And also, do you think um, that this case also is going to make a difference in terms of white America, you
Mm.
know, and how they look at black people, um, in terms of how this case went down, and
Right.
what
Right.
and what and how can we move forward, or is it a case of this may just be a one-off? What is you guys' thoughts on this?
All right. Patrice, you go first.
Hey everybody. How y'all doing
Hey.
this?
Hey.
Good, good, good.
Hey. Um wow, that was a
That was
long
loaded,
question. So I'm gonna see
right?
if I can um my honest opinion, for as long as I have been an advocate for justice for
Mm-hmm.
our people, and seeing these things and hearing of these things and reading of these things, witnessing on video the murder of just recently of two black men, George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, in broad daylight, both of them.
Right.
If it had not been for video taping,
Mm.
this is the importance of what a lot of black Americans now have that they can use as a support, as a to be that witness
Yeah.
for them, because it would have been hard to prove.
Yes.
It would have any other way, it would have been difficult.
Yes.
So I think we are living in a day or age where, yeah, there is a shift happening in the world, but the fact of the matter is, in my humble opinion, when it comes to situations and cases like Floyd and
Mm-hmm.
like now Ahmaud, white supremacy will continue on.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's going to change anything because they are not changing laws. And I keep saying,
Right.
if we do not get laws changed in the criminal justice system, the audacity, the entitlement
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
some white supremacists have that are in the justice system, because look what that lady did, and that protected them for over 70
I
something days,
know.
that
I
they were
know.
able
Mm,
to walk free. So there is no way in the world, when you still have people that are white supremacists that sit on the justice system, that's a part of the justice system, that protects each other, I don't believe that there is not going to be much to change. If we don't change laws, if we don't vote locally, if we don't do the things that we need to do in our communities to
Right.
get people like that woman out of
Yep.
office and so
Yep.
many other people,
Yep.
there will be no changes. I don't care. These people got, listen, there would have been another riot.
Mm.
There would have been another outcry. More people would have gotten hurt and possibly deleted from this earth if they would have gotten off. I think the importance of this is to learn that justice is blind and then justice is wide awake at the same time.
Right. So I have a question. I have a comment. Trash Can Wave said, well, with that thinking, we can't move forward. What do you have to say about that?
It's not a matter of with that thinking, because Trash Can Waves also feels that they should get out in 30 years. And I humbly disagree with that.
Okay.
I don't agree with that thinking. So it's a matter of opinion, because
Right.
Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd will never get a chance to have a legacy of life.
No.
Theirs is gone. So why should the people that deleted
took
them
it.
off the face
Yeah.
of the earth have the privilege to have some form of life?
That's
I'm
right.
sorry.
Yeah.
If we keep continuing as a race of people to coddle certain behavior of people that have that are strictly, and I'm talking strictly white supremacist people, because I do know and realize that every white person is not
Oh, of
racist or
course
bad.
not. Yeah.
But I'm talking about a system
That's
that
what I was
has
getting.
never, listen, a
Yep.
system that was designed
Yep.
for unfairness for people of color, for
Well,
a
here's the
system
thing.
that's designed. Listen, I can't, like I
Yeah,
can't.
no.
So I absolutely, if laws do not change, Melissa,
You're right.
nothing will change.
Not to cut you off, because we're running out of time a little bit. I'm over, but we'll ride. I will ride it out for a little bit. But listen, I was gonna say that, and I always say laws need to change, but also the heart of America needs to change, and that's the truth, and that's on all sides. It's I think it's not enough to videotape. That's what I was saying before.
I agree with that.
It's not just to a videotape, because we've had tapes and we've had that.
A-
This
Absolutely.
was validated because this was videotaped. This was recorded out of jest. This was recorded out of disrespect. This was
Yes.
recorded not even to protect Ahmaud Arbery in any way, and that's why it was able to be used against them. That's the
Yep.
only reason why.
The
But can I give you
audacity.
some pushback on this, by the
Go
way?
ahead.
So, and as much as we would like to say in theory, and this is my belief, by the way, that we would love for the laws to change
Right.
and as well as get rid of, all of the bad representatives, politicians, yada yada
Right.
yada yada, right? But in the grand scheme of it, when it comes to a court of law, you
Uh-huh.
know, that's a whole nother bag.
It is. It
So
is.
I'm saying that to say because, one of the things I always tell everyone that you have to remember, everybody is innocent until proven
Proven guilty.
guilty,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So what that simply means is you could have the law stating whatever it wants to state, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, the lawyer that that has the best presentation and the best argument
That's right.
is going to win,
Period.
regardless of what laws is there that would say you need to prosecute.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so I'll give you a reverse of that, right? Now, the reverse of what I'm talking about would be like with the OJ case, right?
Uh-huh.
More people would argue OJ did it,
Right.
right? But remember, what debunked the case was when Johnny Cochran discovered that Mark Furman screwed the case.
Uh-huh.
Once he screwed the case, he took that and he ran with it and said, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. And
Yep.
once he did that, the case was
It was a
done.
wrap. It was a wrap.
It was a wrap. So that's a perfect example in reverse to show you that
Yep.
we can talk about laws, we can talk about all these things, and as a matter of fact, I mean, yeah, you could say I'm about to hurt some feelings, but let's face the facts.
It's true. And the other thing that I wanted to point out was something that Patrice mentioned, and it's the systemic racism
Yeah.
the hunting, that none of this is, if you've lived a certain amount of years, but then also heard your grandmother speak and your great grandmother speak, or if you lived in certain parts of this country, even in modern times, I believe, it is in my opinion, that when we saw that footage of how he was hunted down, it was as if, y'all, we're not crazy. This is what we've been trying to tell you, how people do us. It's just that everyone doesn't end in death. Everyone doesn't end in, this horrible situation that happened. But this is learned behavior. This was
Absolutely.
learned behavior, and it was not the first time that they did it. Absolutely. Now, I'm not saying
See,
Absolutely.
they
here's the
ended
thing,
someone's
Melissa.
lives. Not saying they
Right,
ended anyone's lives,
right.
but
But see, here's the thing, right? I think in my mind, the question becomes, how many more Ahmaud Arbery cases,
I don't know.
you know, can we get that are actually going to win?
I know.
Because remember, we don't have a whole lot of these cases that actually won.
I'm
And
telling
just think
you.
You
about
know
the
what I mean?
ones,
Go
think
ahead.
about the ones where there was no videotaping.
That's my
Right,
point.
For
right.
decades and decades
In
of
decades.
incidents that happened like this that couldn't be proven. And we know that they were guilty, but it just
Yeah,
couldn't be proven.
Yeah.
exactly. And
So
And
again,
yeah, this
because
can set the tone and set the example, but would it set to change? Absolutely not. Because as long
it
as
won't set the well,
racist
I'll tell you
white
this.
supremacy live, this will continue on because why do you think they're called white supremacists? Because they think they are supreme
Of
to
course,
other races
of course.
of human beings.
well, let me ask you this question as let's round it out. Why do you see two questions? And you guys can draw numbers to figure out who goes first. But do
All
you
right.
see the mirroring between this and Trayvon Martin? And what do you think was different about the two cases? Because I see such a mirroring. And the only thing I could think of is that trophy of a video that they thought was they were going to spread in their family group chats and everything else, but that was the key evidence for this case. So what do you guys think?
Absolutely, I agree, Melissa. Very similar. It actually made me think of Trayvon. And my mom called me. We had a conversation talking exactly about that because she asked me, "Who does it remind me of?" I said, "Absolutely, Trayvon." But that goes to show you, sometimes you can have a video.
Right,
Sometimes you can have your so-called proof
right.
of right, and it still becomes wrong.
Yep,
So when it's in the hands of certain people within the justice system,
right.
for us, we were lucky that 12 members and all were Caucasian besides one got that conviction.
Crazy.
I'm trying to tell you that
Crazy.
that don't happen every day. Not
Nope.
for people of color, it don't,
Yeah.
and most
Big,
definitely not for Black folk.
no. Big time drum. What's your answer
Um,
on it?
Here's my thought, because I lived in Orlando at the time when all of that was going on, and
Mm-hmm.
I was at the rally and so forth. Okay, and I'll agree to some degree, and I'll
Okay.
disagree, because I'll
Okay.
tell you why.
All right.
Because just like with Ahmaud Arbery and Trayvon, we are naturally looking at what's morally right and what's morally wrong. Okay. However, in the eyes of the case and in the eyes of the law, two totally separate issues.
Right.
Because because George Zimmerman, you know, he outsmarted the system, because he knew in his brain, because remember, this is a guy that was trying to become a cop and he failed. But he
Right.
learned, but the reverse of it is he learned the laws enough to know, look, if I go about it this way, I can get away with it.
Mm.
You see? And all he had to do was just use that one law,
Yep.
and even though it's old as heck, nobody uses it, but the law basically was stand your ground.
Yep. I was gonna say, stand your ground.
All right. And because he used stand your ground, and the lawyers, were able to take that law,
And yep.
and what they did was this. And most lawyers, this is practically what they do if they're trying to make the best case for their argument, is that
Mm-hmm.
like in that case, what they'll do is they'll say, okay, we're going to use stand your ground as
Mm-hmm.
the law that we're going to strengthen this case,
Uh-huh.
right? So what they'll do is, if there's a jury, they'll come to the jury, um, and they'll say, Your Honor, I would like to present case number 42222, whatever, state versus blah, 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 blah. And they'll try to bring up as many cases
Yep.
that had stand your ground,
That's
all
right.
right? Present that, but
Yep.
but they have to present it to say, this case was exactly like my
Exactly the same.
client's,
Yep. It was the
and the
same.
case won,
Yep.
right? So if they can bring up enough of those cases to say, this is the same exact case,
That's
and the
right.
case won,
Yep.
Which is a
and
reason why a lot of
then
those laws need to be abolished, because they
yeah,
were
yeah, yeah,
written
yeah,
so
yeah,
long ago and they
yeah,
were never
yeah,
revised or
yeah,
updated, and
Yeah.
a lot of them need to be abolished,
yeah.
just absolutely,
So
or amended.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So what I'm saying here is that with with the Zimmerman case, that's why he won. Now,
Well, yeah.
with this particular case, they clearly were going to lose because, number one, once the lawyer started saying, "Oh well, this person, was only wearing this, was only wearing that," guess what? You got debunked before it even got started. So you have to come with strong argument points. You
Yeah.
can't just come with, you know, reasonable doubt, thinking, okay, well, what if,
Yeah. Yeah.
or just because you know the father is saying, well, he wore this,
Right.
you know,
Well, we
and
know that
And I agree
that
with
they're
Trash.
gonna find some reason to
Oh,
appeal. So
absolutely.
we should not get like all the way excited yet, because it's not 100% over with yet,
Yeah.
right,
because
right.
they're gonna appeal, of course, you know that. So
Oh
Well,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
let me
yeah,
read
yeah.
Trash Can Wave's comment. He says, I believe in stand your ground, though, but I think it's more to that Zimmerman case that a body cam could have revealed in Trayvon's favor. I agree 100%. I understand
I don't
stand
think
your
so.
ground, being
I
someone
don't
from
think so.
Florida. I'm from Florida. I'm aware of that. I just see the mirroring in it from the hunting down. I think,
right.
I don't have time. That's why I say it's similar. It's
Listen, remember that the dispatcher was telling him to
To
walk
back
away, to
off.
go back, to don't follow him.
Wasn't that
He was
crazy?
telling back off.
Like at what part? Like, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Right,
my whole point. We're
right.
gonna table it right there, but you're absolutely right. That's the part that was mind-boggling. And so to me, it's the same thing. Okay. They chased the mod, Zimmerman went after him. He confronted him, they confronted him. I think I'm with Trash Can Waves. I think that it would be in Trayvon's favor because I believe, in my opinion, that Zimmerman was the aggressor. And if there was body
Absolutely.
cam for Trayvon Martin, it might have ended a little bit differently because in my imagination, when you're listening to the call that when he was with the girl on the phone with the girl and her testimony, but also when you listen to the 911 call with him being on the dispatch, basically in my head, Zimmerman went after Trayvon. Trayvon kicked his butt and he shot him. That's what it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like to me.
Okay, but you see,
Mm-hmm.
you see what you just said. It is clearly on the videotape that Zimmerman was getting his ass kicked. And it's
Mm-hmm.
only up until that point that Zimmerman realized, oh my God, I'm about to really, get
Yep.
bodied at this
Yep.
point.
Yep.
Because guess what? Zimmerman knew, and this is what I'm trying to show y'all. Zimmerman already knew. If had he pulled out his gun from the beginning, he knew he would have lost.
Yes.
Because one, he's not an officer. He knew he would have lost. So he had a bit of strategy in his head that
I
all
don't know though,
Trayvon
but
has,
even
all
though
Trayvon,
he had the gun and pulled it out later, was that still considered a fair fight if Trayvon had no weapon?
well, put it this way, but that's what I'm trying to say to you is that there is videotape, by the way.
Is there? I've never seen
Yes,
it,
there
I don't
is.
think.
Yeah. There is
Yeah,
videotape.
there's some videotape.
There's
Yeah.
videotape. There's videotape. Yeah.
I saw after.
No.
No,
There's
they were
videotape.
on the
There's
ground
videotape.
tussling when
Yeah.
he got
There's videotape.
No,
you know,
I'm with Trash Can Waves. I heard voice, but never saw video.
No, there's
oh,
videotape.
there's video.
Yeah. There's video. There's video.
It
Yeah.
absolutely
we're
is.
gonna have
There's
to.
video.
We didn't see for ourselves what went on. I'm with you, Trash Can Waves.
There's video.
Here's the thing. I hate to cut y'all off, but we're gonna revisit this. We're
Okay.
definitely
Yes.
gonna revisit this because let's do an analysis of both cases and do a comparison. And because that really there's something here where we all at one point or another, when you're reviewing the Ahmaud Arbery case, that we all kind of reflected back on Trayvon, because
Right.
in both cases there's certain similarities and then there's differences. So we're going to table this for tonight, but
Okay.
what's
Okay.
today? We will be back.
Thursday.
Yep.
Yep.
We'll,
I mean
Saturday,
Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Oh,
I
geez.
might have a special Saturday live, but if not, come with your evidence and all that. As a matter of fact, I think Monday we can talk about it because
Sure.
yeah, and we can
Sure.
kind of do a comparison because that's very
Sure.
interesting.
Sure.
Very, very
And
interesting.
when you get some time, Melissa, see if you can research the case, and you'll notice there is video, around the property that shows what happened.
Mhm.
But
Sure is.
News
again,
to me. News to me.
Sure
yeah,
is.
but again, it's not the point of the videotape. It's the point of it's the point of the strategy and the law that Zimmerman used to win his case.
Wow. Okay.
See
Okay.
that? Yeah.
So we'll talk about this on Monday's live. I'm going to go ahead and set that up, and we will definitely
right.
do a comparison,
Sure.
contrast and comparison to this case. And for those of you that know some lawyers, I need to see if I can find a lawyer to get a even more professional take on it, because that would be
Get
great.
the LA.
Looks like I'm going to get a clear view on this case. There may be some small but important legal nuances that you all are missing. Yeah, of course. I know it is, because we are not pros here, but you guys stay on. We're going to say goodbye together because I got to, I'm the cook, I'm the cook, but be looking out.
Well, I'll be down. I'll be over there to get me a plate.
You need to. You said you were going to Vegas. You could come.
No, I changed my mind. I think I'm gonna chill.
You work my nerves. You want my?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Here. This is my number.
Oh God.
Because I don't know why.
You putting into the back chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, let me make sure. Yeah, private. Yeah, this is my number. Text me.
Okay.
All right. Because we'll talk. I ain't about to do that right now. So anyway, my friends, Pam, you got the good idea. Goodbye and happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate you guys camming up as usual, to have such great conversation. I love when you guys come on, because it's a rich conversation and it just goes beyond black or white, and it gets to the facts. And our thinking is evolved, and hopefully we all come out on the better side. If nothing else, we learn from this stream. Jury duty is important, and that is something that we shouldn't be avoiding. And also, get your doggone body cams. So anyway,
you know what, Melissa, if possible, I'm gonna ask my ex if he's retired now, but he's an attorney. I would, and he's white, so I want to get his perspective from that side, because we've discussed this before, and like to really get his honest opinion on things.
All right,
I'll see if he'll do it.
Yep, Monday. And actually, I
Make sure you
will
give him that
do
good
it.
loving first.
What's that?
You
I
got
said, make
it.
sure you give him that good loving first.
That what?
Good
Good
loving.
loving.
Good loving.
Good love.
Oh, he's an ex for a reason, honey.
Uh-uh. So anyway, yes, trash can ways. That would be tragic. I'd have to change my number. Happy Thanksgiving to all. And on that note, y'all, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Patrice, you got my number. Let me know when and if it doesn't have to be Monday. I'm open all next week. And
Okay.
yeah, so maybe you guys will get a surprise. Maybe I'll be back live with my family a little later, but I gotta go cook. So with
All
that
right.
being said, my friend,
Happy Thanksgiving to all. Be safe and enjoy your family and friends.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.